One manifesting technique that got me from zero to millions. What you're about to hear today is coming from a lawyer who needed evidence, who needed the facts, who needed proof, now turned into a wealth expert that helps women, thousands of women, get into the most wealthiest mindset in life that they possibly could be living right now. Everything that I embody today required me to let go what I previously knew, so that I could be open to believing the possibility of something new and unexpected coming into my life. I always like to say that I don't teach manifestation. It's so much more than that. It's being in alignment and then taking action in that alignment that really is required for you to create the life that you want. So once I uncovered what I know today, I knew I stumbled upon something, and it was not a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. And it came down to just one thing. And in this video, I'm gonna share with you that one thing. So keep watching, because you wanna know what it is. Because like I said, this is deeper than manifestation. I've created this channel so women can become unapologetic with their wealth, step into the most wealthiest version of themselves. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that bell, so when a new video gets dropped, you are the first to hear it. Because when you're getting into this energy, everything's possible. I remember when I first started this, I started thinking about a friend I had not even talked to, I don't want to say 4 years. All of a sudden, I still have the text. She texts me. I'm like, wait, what is happening here? And I know this has happened to many people, but I was intentional about what was going on. So to think of her and then to have the text, then I'm not, like, literally not even a couple hours later, I thought of another friend who called me, had not talked to her in years. I'm like, is it really this easy? I just could do this thing that I was doing and then these things would show up. I really thought I'd cracked the code on something, because this had never happened to me before, where I was really seeing like the thought become the result, right? I felt like I had discovered something so magnificent, and I was keeping it like a secret. You know, I would tell some of my friends, hey, this is what's happening for me, you know, because I wanted them to know what was going on. And I really wanted to explain to them, look, I did this thing and this happened. And I have never read The Secret. I have never watched, you know, anything about manifesting. I hadn't read any of those law of attraction books, but I saw that when I was doing the things that I was doing, I would get this result. And I was like, I am on to something here, something big, because it was deeper and it was consistent. And I wanted to see how big can we go? Like the possibilities were endless. Still to this day, I practice this because I know that I can create any reality with this technique. So I was at the point where I tried everything. You name it, I tried it. And some things were helping me rewire my thoughts, rewire my belief systems when it came to money, but not everything was working consistently. And then I found this thing that really started working. And it came down to this thing that I'm gonna share with you right now, which is being the person before you have the thing. It requires an identity shift in who you are, a new identity to create the things that you desire. Your actions have to become aligned with that person that you are creating, that wealthy version of yourself. So for me, some of the things that I do is always think about my 10 million or 5 million or 1 million. When I was before, I was thinking 1 million. My $1 million version of me, she would do this. She would still allow herself to enjoy certain things. One of the quickest ways that I started getting into that wealthier version of myself was just being the possibility of it being open to me. Going to a restaurant, maybe, you know, Capital Grill or really, really, you know, fancy restaurant, but not necessarily going to eat the full meal. Going and have like a appetizer at the bar and maybe a drink, but you're in that environment, you're surrounding yourself with it, but not limiting yourself because thinking, well, that whole place is all expensive. You're allowing yourself to go into, because your wealthy version of yourself would be in there. Also, really upgrading and elevating your wardrobe. To me, this is one of the simplest ways. You don't have to go out there and buy all the things that are Gucci and Prada and whatever, but if you start living as your wealthy version self would, things will change. I know for myself, when I'm putting on socks, if I had a hole in them, my wealthy version of myself would not be wearing those. They'd get tossed. I would buy a brand new pair. And really, at the end of the day, how much is a brand new pair of socks? It's a couple of dollars. That could instantly up level yourself. You know, if you've got a broken garbage can, I've heard many of my clients have had this. Go replace the garbage can, upgrade it, because your wealthy version of yourself, she would do it, right? Why aren't you doing these things now? Do them now and start getting into that person who you know exists inside of you. And this is not faking it till you make it, because a lot of people pretend that they have the money or they pretend to be wealthy, and deep down inside they know they're sabotaging themselves. We want you to start being in that state of, you know, what would make you feel wealthy, because it's just the feeling, right? Because if you're faking it, it's inconsistent and it won't really create the result that you want, because energy doesn't lie. And remember, this is an identity shift, so it's transforming you to become that person. So you have to start thinking, believing, acting as if you are that version now. It becomes less about having all the wealth, because money doesn't make you rich, right? The things don't make you rich. It's you having the feeling of having those things that make you feel wealthy. So if you can get into that feeling prior to, guess what? Those things will be starting to attract towards you. And I always say, come from a place of service if you're a service provider. Be in the place of how you want to help others, you're going to help yourself. And I'm not saying you can't receive by, not helping other people, but if you come and be in that state of creating from there, more will come to you. Now, a great place to start this all over is to create a vision board. I know people talk about vision boards all the time, blah, 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 blah. I want you to literally, your version of yourself that has infinite amount of money, what would she be manifesting right now? Your version of yourself that has everything that they want, what would you be wearing? What would you, how would you be carrying yourself? Would you be using your fine china? Would you be, using better shampoo? Would you be getting the extra guac? There's little things that you can add that are not going to break the bank, but they're going to help you start feeling into that wealthier version of yourself. And I want you to create a vision board. I do this all the time. Sometimes I take it, you can do it digital on your phone, and I put it as my screensaver so I can see this life that I want to create that's there, because I start seeing myself into the possibility of these things can come into my life. If it's a purse, I have everybody doing it, by the way. Everybody in my world has this on their phone, because they're starting to, program their subconscious. So what I want you to do is start grabbing things. Go energetic shopping right now. Maybe I need to do another video on this, but go now and just find the things that you want to create in your life. If you could have this magic wand that would give you everything right now, go see what's possible for you, okay? And this is going to be a game changer, because now you're going to start seeing yourself with these things. You have to have the identity shift. Be in the energy of that this is already mine. Be in the energy of act as if. So last tip, if you want to buy, if one of the fanciest cars that you want to create in your life, you have a fancy car, I would go test drive the car. I would take a picture of the car. I'd put you actually in the state of having it, or if you want your bank account to look at a certain number, go and Photoshop it and change the numbers, put it on there. Let your mind start seeing the results of that, right? Because I did that. And I tell you, it worked, because I didn't know the difference. I just started expecting that money to come into my account. I got a whole thing about that I have to share with you guys, but it really did work. I hope you loved this video, and don't forget to go grab my book, Unlocking the Quantum Woman. Men, you can read it too. This book is going to give you so many tips and tricks, and also practical things that you can start doing to manifest and create what you want, have that reality, but it's also going to give you the tools that you can have the identity shift that you need to become that wealthiest version of yourself. Do not miss out on this opportunity for this book. Go check us out on Amazon. And if you've read it and you enjoyed it, please leave us a review. I love that. And go listen to my podcast called Unapologetically Rich. This podcast is going to get your mind start thinking in a different way. I've had people tell me that they listened to my podcast, read my book, and started making $50,000 a month. So don't skip this. And come join us in the Quantum Woman group, and click below and you can get our free gift for you to start having daily money moves in your business. Thank you so much, and stay tuned for the next video.